During the last 100 years, healthcare system is said to have made significant strides in improving healthcare for those who can afford the cost. About 10,000 diseases are said to be affecting humans as reported by the Press Secretary of House Energy and Commerce Committee of the US government. Information came from the University of Michigan School of Medicine. Of that number, 10 diseases are most prevalent in developing countries with special reference to countries of South Asia. Antibiotics and surgical techniques introduced by contemporary medical science have made valuable contributions in curing many life-threatening diseases. A large section of humanity remains untouched by the progress of modern medicine. Challenge is and will remain to keep people safe from the clutches of deadly diseases, be it prevention or cure. No matter how great the contribution of modern science and technology is in finding effective treatment, fact remains majority of the population in the world, the USA included, are simply not the beneficiary of such advancement in science and technology. The reason for such deprivation is likely to be as diverse as the number of diseases. Affordability, though, is one of the major factors. Despite the dominance of social media, information pertaining to preventive care and useful home remedies, effective and beneficial to many rural and urban underclass, is not accessible. Why? Because of economic deprivation and consequent lack of schooling, resulting in inability to use the internet, which cuts off access to social media. Those with power, means, and resources are either incompetent or do not consider it necessary to provide effective and affordable health care to the public, as can be seen throughout the developing countries. This picture shows the condition of most public hospitals in India. It is interesting that during the last 75 years, facilities have become worse, not better. It is even more interesting that issues of this kind are not a subject of discussion in any public forum. The burden of imparting useful healthcare measures is too heavy and too complex for any NGOs and/or voluntary organizations. However, encouraging public participation in developing general awareness on the use of effective healthcare measures through social media and encouraging public participation in implementing such measures can be initiated through private and voluntary groups. Through this video series, our purpose is just that. A pertinent question can and should be asked: who are we to preach health and sickness to common people with luminaries when luminaries from pharmaceutical industries, research circles, hospitals, and insurance companies are saturating the internet with their version of healthcare products? Are we regurgitating information from the internet and pretending to be experts? Is our hidden agenda is to trick viewers and subscribers for monetary gain? These are natural questions we must confront with convincing answers. We are the founders and owners of St. James School of Medicine. The website is www.sjsm.org. It's a team of highly qualified doctors, researchers, and administrators that has graduated about 600 successful physicians who are practicing medicine in various states of USA and Canada. Cost of completing an MD from St. James School of Medicine is 1/3 that of any private medical school in India and half that of USA. Feel free to check it out and come back with any questions. We counsel diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and pain with the concept of integrative medicine approach in collaboration with your healthcare provider, and will follow up on your progress until you are satisfied. Our purpose, therefore, is to reach out to the affected and vulnerable communities wherever they may be. By explaining in very simple terms the genesis of diseases and simple methods of effective and affordable treatment that most definitely are locally available. In addition, wherever possible, help people make correct decisions to treat their healthcare needs through locally available low or no cost remedial measures. Before proceeding any further, few facts pertaining to health and disease must be clearly understood so that one may take full advantage of such basic knowledge in curing themselves without being dependent on expensive drugs and healthcare system. Every human being has highly knowledgeable, efficient, and experienced team of doctors inside them. Why am I saying this? Here is a diagram of our immune system. In simple terms, this means throughout our body there are well-trained soldier cells that are stationed in strategic areas to fight with invaders from both inside and outside. Some of the organs where soldier cells are concentrated are indicated here. It's a very complicated but very interesting subject. Truth is, your immune system is an army of doctors made of 5 different kinds of white cells and numerous subdivisions of each. They are comparable to combatants with knowledge of healthcare belonging to units of infantry, navy, air force, cyber, space, and their subdivisions. This main group of 5 is organized and trained to protect you from enemies within and without. The whole army of doctors inside you are maintaining vigilance 24/7. They are busy identifying harmful invaders from outside or cells transformed or mutated to become cancerous. Once detected, specific cells of your immune system kill them and signal other colleagues to come to the crime scene and eat up the remains of the dead enemy. This process is called autophagy and is going on round the clock to keep you healthy. Here is a diagram showing how our body cells eat up junk materials and clean up debris that might be harmful for the body. The word autophagy means eating self. Now you see how your white cells belonging to immune system act like doctors and keep you fit and treat you. It is also important to remember that your doctors within can be weakened or cheered up by your thought process. If you are affected by serious depression or psychological assault of any kind, that may weaken your own built-in doctors, leading to vulnerability to all kinds of sickness. Opposite is the case when you are mentally elated and feel happy. This piece of information should help you to understand and believe that your body has a very efficient built-in system comparable to a team of doctors that protect, detoxify, and heal without any outside help except natural food. Let's express the same concept in a different way. The mind is a powerful tool that can impact the ability of the immune system to protect you. Depression, negative thoughts, or other psychological assault can weaken the immune system and it will not work as effectively. This can lead to negative consequences, development of disease or prolongation of a disease state. On the other hand, mental strength, elation, and feelings of happiness and content can support the immune system and allow it to work more effectively to prevent and cure disease. Therefore, your thoughts and feelings can either support your immune system function or can weaken it, leading to illness. Now, a few words about food. Every human being has 2 different sources of food supply. One source is the food we eat. More natural the food we eat, better it is for health. We will have more to say on this when we touch on the subject related to treatment of diabetes. Another source is food within. What is that? One of them is glycogen. that is rice, bread, sweets you eat, are converted to usable form called glycogen and remain stored in your muscle and liver cells. Glycogen will maintain food supply to your cells for 20 to 24 hours, even if you are fasting. Another type of food within is body fat that will feed your 106 trillion cells for 3 to 4 weeks, even in fasting condition. This is a diagram of fat cells that remain stored in various parts of the body to perform many useful functions, including source of food from within. We can fast for 3 to 4 weeks, and fat cells within will supply required food to keep us alive. You can see when enough food is already stored inside the body, eating 4 to 5 times a day may in fact be harmful. Another important point to be noted is, since we have evolved in this planet, our body has developed means to recognize all natural materials. Any synthetic product, whether it is ingested as food or drugs, body will identify that as poison. Body has a very efficient system to split that poison into small components and throw them out either through bile, GI tract and feces route, or through kidney and urine route, or may isolate those poison and store them inside the cell. Toxins or poisonous materials that comes from processed food, preservatives, white sugar, synthetic food, chemical drugs, etc. are broken down in the liver to simple water-soluble molecules and excreted through either urine or feces. More synthetic materials enter inside the body, higher the chances to cause harm to the immune system. This explains why processed food and drugs are said to be not conducive to good health. Concept of microbiome. Next important information to keep in mind is, whereas adult human body is made up of 106 trillion cells, about 10 times more bacteria, about 1060 trillion bacteria inhabits our body. There is a give and take relationship between body cells and bacteria. We must accept bacteria as our friend, though few are harmful. Here is a diagram of microbiome, meaning all kinds of microorganisms like bacteria, fungus, virus, and bacteria. Bacteria-like strange organisms called archaea. They maintain a give and take relationship with our body. Therefore, liberal use of antibiotic and disinfectant is counterproductive and not in the interest of good health. With basic information as these at hand, let's proceed to understand how to maintain good health and treat diseases when it affects health. It is important to acquire necessary knowledge to remain in good health and thereby prevent disease. This is easier said than done. There will be sickness in any given society. Universal availability of good and effective treatment in exchange of tax collected by the state is simply not there in third world countries. Especially pathetic is the treatment at the government hospitals in South Asian countries. Health and education has been turned into commodities and used to make high profit by pauperizing consumers. So when sickness affects the body, what is to be done? Conventional practice is talk to your doctor. It is, of course, the right thing to do, but which doctor? Your doctor within? The doctors who will order series of tests and a series of chemical drugs? Or doctor who treats with plant-based Ayurvedic medicine, homeopathy, chiropractor, Unani, acupuncture, Chinese or Oriental medicine, osteopathic medicine, naturopathy, etc. Thanks to the marketing strategies of drug companies and their influence over education system, research at university complexes and mainstream media, The current form of treatment modality, which has developed over the last 200 years, urban culture of the world today accept this as the true medical science and its practitioners, MDs, as the real physicians. Those who practice other form of treatment are considered less than a doctor. In this environment, the general public, by design, is effectively conditioned to accept drug-based treatment without considering its benefit and economic sustainability. A new concept of healthcare is gradually emerging that holds, of the various branches of treatment, no single branch can effectively treat all known diseases. This is true of contemporary medicine, whose treatment with antibiotics and surgery is of great value to healthcare. But this mode of treatment is not effective enough to treat large number of known ailments for which other branches of medicine must be incorporated for better results. Initiative to integrate various branches of alternative medicine with current mode of treatment and develop a healthcare system that is far more potent and cost-effective has given rise to the formation of 38-member consortium of academic health centers for integrative medicine. To this day, modern medicine means treatment with synthetic chemical drugs, which is of limited value. A new concept called integrative medicine has now appeared. Here, modern treatment are used along with various other branches of traditional treatment that was used for thousands of years but was discarded due to pressure from pharma lobbies. But it is gradually being rehabilitated. In this diagram, 7 branches of treatment are shown, but in real life, many other types of treatments are being integrated with modern mode of treatment. Hence the name integrative medicine. Included among the members are Harvard University, Georgetown University, Duke University, University of Washington, University of California in San Francisco, UCLA. 3 Canadian universities are also members of the consortium. Similar bodies have developed in several European countries as well. Under the pressure of consumers, the concept of integrative medicine has now taken the shape of a movement to free people from the clutches of consortium of pharmaceuticals. However, matter is more complicated than that, since your health and health care is being controlled from an invisible source. Here is a glimpse of who they are. Read this excerpt. The stock of the world's largest corporations are owned by the same institutional investors. This means that competing brands like Coke and Pepsi are not really competitors at all, since their stock is owned by exactly the same investment companies, investment funds, insurance companies, banks, etc. The visible top of this pyramid shows only 2 companies. They are Vanguard and BlackRock. A Bloomberg report states that both these companies in the year 2028 together will have investment in the amount of $20 trillion. That means that they will own almost everything. It is said that both Vanguard and BlackRock combined will own the whole world, and their investment will in US dollar amount to $20 trillion, which means 12 zeros after the figure 20. This will happen already in about 6 years' time by 2028. According to a business organization, Expert Market Research, India is the world capital of diabetes, one of the most prevalent diseases worldwide that is generating lucrative business for powerful pharmaceutical industries and private hospitals. 11% of India's population is affected by diabetes. Current size of diabetes market in India is about $2 billion US, and is expected to be $4 billion in just another year or two. Victims of this disease should either educate themselves about the disease and make educated decisions to both manage and/or eradicate the sickness, or helplessly hope to keep safe distance from the predatory practices of private healthcare industry who are eyeing the growing diabetes market of India as a source of profit. With the aforesaid basic knowledge of health and disease, we shall now proceed to explain diabetes type 2 in our next series.